You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham, and it is mailbag time. Use hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions in, and we'll answer as many as we possibly can. F. Marsh in the chat. Well, at least the Bears loss wasn't as bad as the Giants in Week 1. If Justin Fields isn't the guy long term, who are your favorite 2024 draft quarterbacks? Well, I'm not ready to go there, but I'm not shocked we're seeing this already because people were off the Fields bandwagon before Week 1, and obviously he didn't have a great performance. 24 of 37 throwing, 216 yards, had a touchdown, and one interception. Also had a fumble, QB rating of 78.2. It obviously was not very good for Justin Fields whatsoever. Now, if he doesn't improve to a level that satisfies Ryan Poles, this is a loaded draft. It is. This is just 10 quarterbacks. There's more that are going to get drafted, at least in the first few rounds, I think. Caleb Williams out of USC. Drake Maye out of North Carolina. Michigan's J.J. McCarthy, who's nearby. He's looked great. Quinn Ewers just looked awesome against Bama. He's got a rocket for an arm. Shedeur Sanders from Colorado looks great. Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, Riley Leonard, Jordan Travis. Joe Milton can throw the football 85 yards. You've got talent in this draft. It is very, very loaded. So Ryan Poles would not be doing his job if he's not evaluating this 2024 QB class very closely. Now, obviously, you gotta see how it goes with Justin. I don't think they're punting on Justin right now, but they got to see measurable improvement. And I thought Justin did some good things in that Week 1 game, but that wasn't a franchise quarterback performance, regardless of what we think of Luke Getsy, and I thought he sucked. But at the same time, I did not think, Fields, lit it up by any means either. Who is your favorite QB prospect for 2024? I know we're going to get a lot of Caleb Williams in there. Maybe list a couple. Order your top 3, or whatever the case may be. Let us know who your favorite QBs or QBs are for the 2024 NFL Draft. Corbin Britton. Literally adjustments at half cost the game. In my opinion, I feel like we looked better in the first half. Claypool was trash, but you got to get DJ the ball. Oh, I completely agree, Corbin. I thought Matt LaFleur made clear adjustments to make it easier on Jordan Love, who struggled in the first half. And the defense did not counter-adjust, and the offense did not change things up either. Like the first offensive play of the second half, Fields play action, he sacked basically right after he fakes the handoff. So that was not a good sign. Claypool was trash, and yeah, you got to get DJ Moore the football. You traded a package involving the number 1 pick to get DJ Moore back. Obviously, a lot of that was to get Carolina's first-round pick in this upcoming draft, too. It wasn't just about DJ Moore, but Moore was a big part of it. You target him twice, that's malpractice. Wesley Lewis, Kevin Warren should put the entire team and organization on notice that they will be fired if this atrocious play continues. Listen, the honeymoon phase is over. It's about results. No one thinks this team needs to win a Super Bowl right now. Got to be more competitive than that, though, man. Got to be more competitive. Bernie, start Feeney. I'm with you. I just don't think Lucas Patrick's any good, and I'm not sure Cody Whitehair is that good either. Now, they're not going to probably bench both of those guys for Feeney and Ja'Tyre Carter, but I wouldn't completely mind it. Give some other guys a look if this battle line play continues. Dirtball at the first time super chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shout out to Dirtball. He said, like I've been saying all summer, all the pressure shouldn't just be on QB1. The pressure should be on everyone. Getsy, Flus, defense. Everyone was trash. Shouldn't everyone be getting evaluated? Absolutely. The defense sucked. I said Alan Williams should get stripped of play calling. I feel like I am evaluating everybody. Obviously, we're spending more time on the quarterback because I think that's the story of this year. You got to have a clear answer on Justin Fields by the end of this season. So I've ripped Getsy, I've ripped Williams, I've ripped Flus. I've been critical of Justin Fields. I feel like I have done that. I don't know if you're talking to me directly, but yeah, I mean, everyone needs to be evaluated. Like I said, a honeymoon phase is over. You got to get things figured out. TJ Peck, besides the staff, the Bears' biggest problem seems like it's in the trenches. Get better at O-line, real pass rush. The Band-Aids aren't working. Yeah, look, and this is, I'm not going to use the word pass, but this is where I kind of understand that it's not going to be perfect. Like, Ryan Poles basically had to rebuild this whole roster. You weren't going to rebuild everything to a high level in one offseason. Like, that's just not realistic. Especially when your mindset is to build through the draft. Like, you just can't build it all overnight. Now, does that mean Poles has made a bunch of great decisions? Not necessarily. The Claypool trade, barring a drastic change, it might end up being really bad. Like, you're probably taking the L on that at this point, unless something changes. Still holding out some hope, but I have very little expectation there. And through 1 week, Jalen Carter looks like a much better player than Darnell Wright, although I thought Darnell Wright actually played okay at right tackle. I still will defend that decision. The Eagles were in a totally different situation to make that pick, but they're going to be connected forever. That's the reality of that situation. So, yeah, you got to get better in the trenches. No doubt it's going to take some time, but it still should be better than it was yesterday, to be very, very clear. Is Justin Fields the guy? Simple question. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Is he the guy or not? What say you? Henry Forte, Whitehair is not good enough for us. Which lineup would be a great lineup for fixing the issue problem? I think when Jenkins is back, I think it's your left tackle is Braxton Jones. Your left guard is Tevin Jenkins. I think your center is either Whitehair or Feeney. I don't want Patrick out there. Hopefully Nate Davis figures something out, but if he's bad for the next 3 weeks and it lines up for when Tevin Jenkins comes back, maybe you give Jatiri Carter a look. I'm not sure. And then Darnell Wright at right tackle. That's probably the combination. Obviously, you got a few weeks here to evaluate these guys until Jenkins gets back, but I do think it's crystal clear that when Jenkins is healthy, he needs to be out there. What's that smell? Oh, it's a freshly made meal from Factor. Guys, you may not have time to cook as much this year during football season. Well, that's where Factor comes in to play. America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, and they provide healthy meals that are going to be delivered straight to your doorstep, and it just takes a couple of minutes to prepare. My wife and I, we love to cook, but with a 4-month-old at home and with football season being so busy, we don't have time to cook as much, and that is where Factor comes into play. You can pick your pre-made meals from 34-plus different options. I went with the chef's choice when I ordered my first week worth, and all of them were absolutely delicious. And even producer Rolly is on the bandwagon, and I'll let him jump in here, Rolly. I know you're a big fan of one of these meals in particular.
Yeah, my favorite was the loaded bacon shredded chicken. It was unbelievable. I couldn't be happier while I was eating my food. And like Harrison mentioned, it was so easy and quick to make. Factor. Gotta love them.
And by the way, Rolly's dropped a lot of weight recently, and Factor has helped him do that, keeping those calories under control. These meals have less than 550 calories per serving. So head to factormeals.com/BearsChat50 and use code BearsChat50 to get 50% off. That's code BearsChat50 at factormeals.com/BearsChat50. That link and promo code in the comments and description of this video. Let's go to Jacob here. We got Fields is him. Appreciate all the super chats, guys. Really do. Fields is him. The play calling lost us the game. 100% Getsy can catch these hands and not calling plays to get DJ involved. Yeah, that's a joke. And look, even if they came out public and was like, we did call plays for DJ and Justin didn't throw it, then it's your job to make him throw it. Okay? Like, we heard all training camp about how much chemistry they've built, how that's going to be the connection. And then you throw it to him twice. That's ridiculous. That cannot happen. So, look, I'm not going to use these terms. He's him. He's not. I just want to see it. That's all I want. I thought there was some good stuff in there from Fields, but there was some bad stuff, and there was a lot of bad from Luke Getsy. Yo, Coach T, what's up, man? He says, you can't use 5-man protection the entire game, expect to get the ball downfield. It's not an O-line problem. Got to include the RB and tight ends. Well, here's what I counter you, Coach T. It is an O-line problem if you feel like you have to chip all the time, right? A lot of offenses like running empty, and they can get downfield running empty. Now, you can't just use 5-man protections. Here's what I found alarming in this game, too. And I wonder with Robert Tunyon's back flaring up the day before, he only played 4 snaps, and Mercedes Lewis being a little bit older, but if he's your third tight end, he only played 5 snaps. If he can't play more, is he worth having? That's a different question. But this team had most success last year when they were operating under center. Play actions with Fields, getting him on the edge with some boots, take some shots on play action from under center. They ran like 90% shotgun yesterday, which was very strange. Get under center, get an extra tight end in the game to protect, and dial things up. The run game was better under center last year, except for the read option game with Fields and the shotgun. I don't want that to go away. And I think the big chunk plays you got last year were better when you were under center. I think you would agree with me, Coach T. So, yeah, I found that weird. I'll tell you this, last thing here before we go to the next question. The offense reminded me of what it was before they made those changes last year where they let Fields run around and be a creator more. Did it not? A lot of shotgun, a lot of try to just structure throws without allowing him to make decisions. And then when they made the adjustment last year, it was one of the better offenses for a couple months. Seems like they reverted back. It's something to keep an eye on moving forward. The Bears, Jay Cutler for offensive coordinator. DC seems trash. Fields seems same. Yeah, I don't see him much improve. I didn't see him much improve quarterback through one game. I thought in the first half, though, he really did find some nice rhythm, some rhythm throws, and then they just couldn't find that again. Cutler is not coaching. And, Alan Williams, I think more than anybody else, like if anybody's going to get replaced or at least demoted this year during the season, I would put him at the top of my list. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Chicago Bears coverage, multiple videos per day. We go live every Monday, Thursday, and game day. We'll be live again for week 2 against the Buccaneers, so don't miss that. Should be a fun watch party when news drops and injuries pop up. We got you covered. Do not miss out. All you got to do is subscribe. It's free. John Collins, why so many screen passes if they weren't working? Plus, on 3rd and 1, sneak, not have a run outside or fake punt. Bears, quit trying to make Fields what you want him to be and let him be what he is. I do kind of agree with that, too. Like, I know Fields had 59 rushing yards. Was there a single, clear designed run, though? Oh, there was. And I'm looking at Rolly as I say this. They called a quarterback draw down 17 in the 4th quarter to start a drive. Brilliant play call in that situation. Where was the zone read? I guess you could maybe say they tried to do that on that 2nd and goal play from the 4, but I have a lot of questions about that play. I tweeted about it. I don't know what that was. I would love to get in a room with Luke Getsy and be like, please explain this to me, because from what I see, it doesn't make any sense. They faked the handoff to Foreman. It didn't look like a true RPO where they could hand it to him because the fake wasn't selling at all. And then, guys are just, Komet's just floating around. I don't know what that play was. But, yeah, you have to embrace Fields' legs. You do. You want him to improve as a passer, but you still have to embrace the weapon he is as a runner. DC Viper, trade Claypool, cut our losses. Also, T. Higgins is a free agent next year. Grab him and re-sign Mooney. I mean, I don't see a scenario where the Bengals just let Higgins walk. I think a tag and trade is much more likely, or they do get an extension done. But yeah, here's the thing though with Claypool, can you even trade him right now? I'm being real. Would a team trade for him? You're getting a 6th at best. Now maybe it gets to a point where you're just we'll just take it. We're cutting our losses. We're taking the L on this. But if it's a 6th or a 7th. You're almost better off just playing it out, at least for a few more weeks, and just hoping it clicks. It's so weird. He had a great 2 or 3 weeks to start training camp. Then he gets nicked up again, and he just looks disinterested in week 1. It's not a good look, man. I don't know what to make of that. I will say this. In the race of who you keep in Mooney or Claypool, that's clear Darnell Mooney right now. That's not even a debate. Mooney looked pretty good and looks healthy on at least up to this point. All right, lots of questions. Appreciate everybody who got their questions in. If you have more, find me on Twitter at HGramNFL, tweeting about the Bears all the time. DMs are open, so we can talk ball over there. It's at HGramNFL.